Bonjour à tous et bienvenue sur la chaîne. If you're preparing for the TCF or the TEF and you want help to improve your writing, you're in the right place. In today's video, I will share 7 practical tips to improve your writing in French, no matter what level you are. I will also share a bonus tip at the end, so stay till the end. So what we will learn today is how the exam is structured. Then I will go through the 7 tips that I told you about, and then I will give you a simple structure to use in your exam. So for the TCF and the TF, the structure is very simple. You have 2 tasks. The first task is going to be a short message or an email, and the second task is going to be an argumentative or a formal letter. So you are scored on 4 things. The first thing is clarity and structure. Second thing is grammar accuracy. Third thing is vocabulary variety. And then last thing is logical flow. Okay, so these are the 4 things that you are scored on. Now, the tip number 1 is to learn sentence starters. To start your ideas, to make for structure, right? So you can use premièrement, which means firstly, or you can use d'abord, which means firstly also. So you can like do a Google search and find different words, but you need to learn these words and memorize them. En revanche means on the other hand. So if you are to have 2 contradicting idea, so talking about one, to talk about the other, you can say en revanche, and then you say your idea. Par conséquent means therefore. So it's to talk about a consequence of a previous idea. Je pense que means I think that. So if you are giving your opinion, you can say I think that, je pense que, to start your sentence. Tip number 2, it is to use linking words, logical connectors. So they are like et, which means and, mais, but, car, donc, etc. So learn these to connect your ideas. Cependant, however, there is also néanmoins, is a more advanced word, which means however. So there are different levels. They have the same meaning, but it's different levels. So you can learn the higher level words. It will just make it sound better, right? Ensuite means after. So after we're saying one idea, you can say, to add something else, you can say ensuite, like in addition. Okay. Enfin means lastly. So you are ending an idea with an idea, you can say lastly. D'une part means in one hand, in one part. And if you have, so you use this when you have 2 ideas. So 2 maybe contradicting, opposing ideas. You say d'une part, you say one idea, and say d'autre part, you say the other idea. So use a mix of simple and advanced connectors. You don't need to use advanced connectors all the time. Just mix 2, because it will give, if you use like advanced ones all the time, it just makes it like you're trying too hard and it would not like sound very natural. So mix it in, you know. Tip number 3 is to think in paragraphs. So first, start with the introduction, after the development, and then end with the conclusion. In the introduction, state your idea, introduce your idea, and state your opinion, right? So you can start with like the general context, and then you say what your idea is or your opinion is. And in the development, you support the idea with arguments. So you give one idea with one argument, and then you support that argument with evidence. If you have statistics, if you have examples, give statistics to support that idea. And then if you have another idea, another supporting argument, you give that into development, and then you support it with example. And in the conclusion, it's not time to introduce another argument. Just summarize what you've already said, your main idea, your main stand in the prompt, and then make a suggestion or open perspective. Now let's move on to tip number 4. It is to learn useful phrases. There are some phrases that work in every writing, in every text. So you can just learn them and memorize them and use them in your writing. So for example, je vous écris afin de. It means I'm writing you for. So if you are asking for something, or in a letter or something, you can use this expression. Selon moi, it means in my opinion. À mon avis, same thing, in my opinion. Selon moi, according to me. À mon avis, in my opinion. And then you say whatever your idea is. Il est important de noter que. It is important to note. So if you are giving an opinion or like you're stating a fact, you can say it is important to note that, and then you give your idea. So memorize, search for more of these types of phrases and memorize some of them, the ones that you like most, and start using them in your writing. Now, tip number 5 is to practice with real prompts. Like in all the videos, I will always insist on this. You need to practice. You need to do this before the exam. Don't wait till the day of the exam to try to apply the advice. No, try practice with real TCF or TEF prompts. Time yourself when writing, because of course the exam is going to be timed. And rewrite your answers after. When you get feedback, rewrite them, correct yourself. Tip number 6 is to write by hand and also to type. Writing by hand is important because it helps with your memory, it helps with speed, and with also grammar, and also there will be no technology to autocorrect for you. So very important, very useful. But then after, start also typing. When you are comfortable with writing with hand, then start typing, because the exam is going to be on the computer, so you have to practice typing, because it will save you a lot of time. Okay. Now let's move on to tip number 7, which is to get feedback on your writing. Ask your tutor or your native friend to correct your writing. There are tools also like Grammarly. Use ChatGPT to correct your writing for you. Don't rely too much on autocorrect, because the exam, you're not going to have autocorrect on the day of the exam. So just use it to learn, but you shouldn't depend on it. Now, finally, the bonus tip is I'm going to give you a structure that you can use. For example, whatever, for the task number 2, where you're going to have to write an opinion essay, you can start with the introduction. Like I said, state your opinion. In the introduction, state whatever your opinion is in the matter, in the prompt. And in paragraph number 1, also it's good to skip maybe a line and then start with paragraph number 1, and you say your argument number 1 plus the examples, evidence, statistics, etc. Then you go to paragraph number 2, always connecting them. Don't just write paragraph number 1 and then second paragraph starting writing your idea. Connect them with the linking words that I told you about. If it's something that goes in the same direction, like the paragraph number 1, you can just say in addition, ensuite, ou bien de surcroît, pour dire the second idea. But if something that's going to contradict the first paragraph, you can use the other logical connectors that I taught you, which is d'autre part, etc. Then you say your second argument, and then the evidence and example, and then you finish with the conclusion, where you summarize your idea and then give a suggestion. That's it for today. Next video we will cover top listening mistakes in the TCF and TEF exam and how to avoid them. If you found this helpful, give it a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And don't forget to leave a comment in the comment section about your own writing struggles or things that you found helpful in this video. Thank you.